Hey, how's it going, everybody? Matt O'Toole here. Tooley, you might know me as, from the Detroit Tecmo Kumite Organizational Committee. We got our tournament coming up here on March 5th in Detroit. Coming back to Bookies this year. Really excited about that. Looking forward to seeing everybody after a year off. Of course, we had our last tournament early March of 2020, and then everything hit the fan afterwards. Like the next weekend, everything was shutting down. So we snuck our last tournament in there. Didn't have the tournament last year for obvious reasons, but things seem to be settling down. We're going a little bit back to normal, so we're hoping to have our next tournament, of course, coming up here March 5th. Everything looking great. We're on track, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody. I just wanted to give a little update on some of the things that we'll be doing that day and we'll be giving away. Here I've got the Tecmo Kumite trophy. It's, of course, a somewhat of a traveling trophy. We've got the champions, the past champions on there. Note that there are only 4 total names. Kyle Miller, 3-time champion, also known as Regulator. Mort Francis Bunagel, reigning champion. He is probably not going to be in attendance this year, along with Kyle Miller. All right, and also Joseph Chilkatowski for the full name, but better known in the online community as Joey Gatz. And then there's some scrub called Matthew O'Toole on there who got his name on the trophy a couple of times. So, as far as the top division is concerned, there'll really only be one returning champion coming, and the field could be wide open. And from the people that I know that are coming, there's going to be some stiff competition, and we're going to have a good tournament. Also with me is this thing. Oh, what is this? Oh, why, this happens to be the Toledo Cup. All right, and what is the Toledo Cup, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Toledo Cup is a competition between Michigan and Ohio players in the top division. So every game that happens in the tournament between a Michigan player and an Ohio player counts towards the Toledo Cup sort of tally, and whichever state accrues more wins throughout the tournament gets to take home the Toledo Cup until the next tournament. So the first time we played for this was in November in Cleveland, and it was won by, let me check, let's see. It happens. Michigan won the cup by a score of 11-7. So nice try, Ohio. But Michigan currently has the cup. Note that this has several different things engraved on it: Toledo Cup, Ohio in its year of statehood, Tecmo Super Bowl, because that's of course what we're playing, and then Michigan in its first year of statehood, 1837. So in the black belt division at Kumite, the Toledo Cup will also be up for grabs. Of course, we also have a raffle with our tournament. So there's again going to be a raffle, kind of like Chinese style raffle, where there's different prizes and you get to buy raffle tickets and put your tickets in for different prizes. We're going to have a couple of SNES systems like we had last time with some games. We're going to have, for sure, a couple of jerseys. I know we've got a Derek Thomas jersey that's going to be up for raffle, and also a Reggie White jersey. I think it's a Reggie White Packers jersey. Those are going to be available to us. And one thing that I wanted to share with you tonight is this book here, which we'll be raffling off. This is called the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library. All right. And this is put together, composed by a gentleman named Pat Contry, or Contry. I'm not sure how it's actually pronounced. Maybe Contry. That seems a little bit more natural. But online, he goes by the name of Pat the NES Punk. So he's one of these guys that's done a lot of NES nostalgia, has a big YouTube channel, Twitter account, all that stuff. He's been doing videos since it looked like about 2008. I was always more of an angry video game nerd guy. He's the guy who I always watched a lot of videos for. But I went and watched through a few of these videos for Pat the NES Punk, and he's got a lot of funny insights and humor that he adds to things as well. And this book here is really quite a lot of fun. So again, here's the front side of it. You see some of the classic games in the background there, and some of the peripherals. You got the Robot Rob and the Zapper, and there's some Contra and Mega Man 2 up front there. This is what the back of the book looks like. So it tells you a little bit about what's going on in the book, and of course some classic titles Look, there's Blaster Master. That's one of my favorites. And this book has, in addition to many other things, articles and write-ups about all the different things that went with the Nintendo. It has a write-up of every game in the NES library, licensed and unlicensed. And it rates every game on a star rating of bomb to 5 stars. And let's turn and see what Tecmo Super Bowl got. So usually every game gets sort of half a page. So there'll be two games per page. Let's see, on this page we got everything out of focus. I think there's tennis. What else is on this page? Terminator 2, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Okay, so there's a ton of games in here I've never even heard of. It's fun to look through this and just check out all the games. But of course, the game we all know and love, Tecmo Super Bowl, gets a full page spread and gets a really nice write-up. So every game is sort of written up in terms of giving you the description of the game, how it works, gives it a star rating. It tells you, what year it was released, who the company was, what type of a game it is. And then, so there's like sort of a standard write-up about how the game works, and then there's reflections. And for Tecmo Super Bowl, they actually give you a little bit of a nod to two things that are near and dear to our hearts. One, the online community and all of the ROM hacks that happen in the leagues. And then the tournament scene is also mentioned in this book, in the write-up as well. So, and if you were wondering how many stars Tecmo Super Bowl gets, they couldn't give it 6, so they gave it 5. Okay. And there's a lot of humor and funny stuff injected into this book. And one thing that I'll mention here as I was kind of perusing through, this is my copy, by the way, that I'm looking through. I have a unopened, sealed copy that we will be raffling off at the Kumite. Looking at the entry for Karate Champ, okay, which is a game I always kind of hated. I thought it was just clunky. In the reflections part of Karate Champ, he writes, my fondest memory of this game, though, has to be its cameo appearance in the martial arts movie Bloodsport, 1988. In the great scene, Frank Dukes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, comes across a burly biker fighter named Ray Jackson, Donald Gibb, who is playing on the arcade machine. Frank proceeds to play Ray at a spirited game and destroys him. A rich and fulfilling friendship develops between the two fighters from there. Did I mention that I love Bloodsport? Because I do. I should write a 400-page book about that amazing film next. All right, so if that's the way the guy feels about Bloodsport, which of course is the inspiration for our Kumite, then, I give this my full endorsement. So I've really enjoyed looking through this book. It's a great thing to show to your friends that are also game enthusiasts. It's a great thing to just kind of pick up and read a page here and there. And again, a lot of cool articles. Angry Video Game Nerd, who I mentioned earlier, he wrote an article about horror games, the horror genre on NES, and there's other people that have contributed. They write about how the NES was launched in America, and how the company, Tengen and Nintendo had this big fight. They talk about the different Tetris games and those funny Tengen, cartridges. That's talked about in here. So there's all sorts of little novelties as well that they have, just aside from reviewing every game. But it's an enormous book. It's over 400 pages. The artwork in there just the graphics in there, it looks really beautiful, and that'll be one of the things that we'll be raffling off at Kumite. So again, that's less than 4 weeks to go. You can check out on the Facebook page. There's a link to the sign up page, and I'll also link it in the comments or the description to this video. So if you have any questions, you can email us at techmodetroit@gmail.com, or you can drop questions at the Facebook page. You can reach out to me. Of course, there's the online community in Discord. If you're a member of that, feel free to hit me up on Discord, and I can answer your questions there. So hope you're doing well this winter and this February. We're hoping for good weather. One thing we are going to do this year, we talked to Bookies, we worked it out where we're going to have the same space we had last time, but then also there's that deck area. Well, there goes my cat. There's that deck area, and that's actually going to be heated this year for us. So it's going to be sort of like doubling, about doubling, I'd say, the usable space. It's an enclosed deck, and then so that should be heated and a little bit more habitable and usable. So we should have plenty of space to move around and enjoy the day. All right, again, hopefully you're enjoying your night, and we will see you on the 5th for the Kumite.